this is it. This is Royal Arena. This is Blast, the main stage. And here we have Nicolas. Nicolas, amazing job. This one, it looks crazy.
Thank you.
Can you talk a little bit about the inspiration behind this stage?
Of course. So I think the triangle is kind of ours, I feel like. You know, it's a big part of our logo design in the very beginning. This A that almost feels like a rocket, like momentum, like a spaceship. We wanted the stage to feel like an evil spaceship just landed and you have no idea what's gonna happen. And that's kind of what we've been going for in all the years that we've existed. And I think with this stage, with the way it's constructed, we're beginning to really feel like we're nailing what an esports stage should be.
Yeah, it looks absolutely wild. And you're so close to the action here compared to the other Blast Pros we've seen. Can you talk a little bit more about that?
You're actually as close. We've just divided up how you can be closer. So in the old stages that we had, that was with the same kind of mindset, be close to the players, but it was very hard because it was a very congested stage, many teams on the stage at once. This one with only 2 teams gives us much more freedom to create positions like where we're standing now. This tip of stage, as we would call it, where the host greets everyone, all the activities are happening, player entrances end here, means we can kind of begin dividing who gets that feel of being close to the stage. And that's why we're super excited about having divided it a bit. From the bird's eye view, it'll look big, mean, and great, and it cuts through the arena. But for the fans sitting here, a lot of people will have a very intimate experience in a very big arena.
Yeah, it feels like you are really actively a part of the action when you're here. It's quite a bit overwhelming, actually. It feels like you're part of the show. Like the stage is right here. I can see it. I can touch it. I'm almost on it. Maybe I can be. So how is this stage different from the previous Blast, both here in Copenhagen and other places around the world?
So it's kind of funny because before COVID obviously is not funny, but before COVID, we did a lot of shows with our old setup. The old setup was to have 6 teams playing on the stage at the same time. That's 3 matches at the same time. So you had to show all the matches, all the teams needed to be visible, and the show all of a sudden became 1 day long, right? So what we had to do there was to make a stage that was fit for 6 teams. That's why we ended up going full triangle on that, because it fits very nicely with 3 teams on each side. So I think with this one, we had the freedom to actually utilize a lot of space for more show-related things. So that's why where we're standing now, this platform where players will be lifting the trophy, where player intros will be happening, that means that you, as someone seated here, feels like you're also close to the stage. Just like you said, those even closer will feel the same. And that's kind of what we've been trying to achieve.
Yeah, it really does feel like you are a part of this show, especially here on floor level. You're so extremely close, and the arena host also is like right here. Like you can see them, you can feel them, you can touch them. That's really an amazing production. You are quite the genius, Nicolas.
Thank you. It's not just me. I cannot take credit for everything.
Well,
I wish I could.
You're the only one who's here, so I can only tell you.
Then it's definitely all me.
But an amazingly good job. And I'm curious, can we go take a look like a little bit closer? I think that would be interesting.
Of course.
All right, Nicolas, we talked a little bit about the stage and your inspiration. It's so crazy. Can you explain what is this we have here up front, like the super close seats? What's that about?
Of course, I think traditionally at events, almost any type of event, you have a VIP section. Yeah. No offense to VIPs, but it's typically the people that come for some good drinks, show that they were there, and then they probably leave before the big matches start to kick off, right? So we kind of wanted to change that. So we wanted to give this section, which we call Heaven.
Oh, yeah, of course.
to the hardcore fans of each team. So the way we control that is for every match that we have, we make sure that we bring fans in and out based on, who's playing. So when Heroic is now teeing up, then we'll find the most hardcore Heroic fans we spot in the arena and upgrade them to the Heaven section for that match.
Great. What does a hardcore fan look like to you guys? What's the best fan?
The animated ones. You see it pretty quickly when something is beginning to, arrive at the arena. Maybe they have flags, maybe they're just fired up, maybe singing a little already because they can't control themselves. Yeah. That's the energy we want at the front of everything.
That's pretty wild. These seats are really close. I mean,
yes.
If you're here, you can almost smell the sweat of the players. Like
100%.
If you're here in the very first ones.
Yes.
Let's try it out. I mean.
Okay.
So when you're here, you are extremely close. You can almost feel and smell the players' sweat on you from here. What difference does that make to the fans to be so close?
I think it makes a difference to everything. Because you think about the fans' experience. what you want the most is to be the closest to the players that you love, right? If you're able to show your emotions, your excitement to the players themselves, that, for one, is incredible. From the player's perspective, the worst is to have players seated on a high stage, far back, disconnected from the fans, because the energy the fans bring, they'll feed off of, and vice versa. You saw Glaive yesterday going crazy every time they went around, and that's the beauty of it all, right? And that obviously helps us. So when we're in the production, trying to capture great photos of all of this happening, just makes life 1,000 times easier and ultimately makes the show so much better.
I feel like I'm so close, Nicolas. We're in the booth.
Yes.
This is crazy.
Yeah.
Obviously, there's no gear here because
they bring their own.
They bring their own. But I think it's really interesting what I noticed when we came in here. I hadn't actually noticed before. There's no glass here. It's just open space. Why did you opt for that solution?
It's, down to proximity to fans, making sure they feed off each other. It's just weird putting people in glass cages when there's ways we can fix it and dance around it, if you will, to make sure that we can remove it. I think anything that you put as a barrier limits the experience, and we want to remove as many of them as possible. That's why, the only reason why we really have a ceiling and all this stuff is because they can't see the screen for anti-cheat purposes. So there's all those things that we build. You can see the glass to the opposing team there.
Yes.
When the match is live, that's going to be frosted, so it's going to turn on and off, so they can see each other. What we did in London, when we did our studio production back then, they were sitting right in front of each other with frosted glass on the side here, which we switched on and off, which all of a sudden meant players, when they went around, they could see the other team in pain, so they just went crazy. They just stood up and riled each other up.
Damn, that gives...
to get like that good old land banter going.
Yeah, that's the crazy moment, like when you can look into your opponent's eyes and be like, yeah, I'm gonna get you.
Exactly. So we're giving them that, but in a big arena, which has never been done either before.
That's wild. And it's like a mechanical thing, it turns on?
Yep, it's done manually, so sorry to whoever has to sit for 8 hours and do that for every single round, but c'est la vie.
There's also gonna be doing a lot of sitting in here.
Yes.
I see we're at the Legend Fallen's
It's a big
spot. He's not
a big
here
chair
now,
to fill.
But I'm tiny, but I think I could I try it maybe?
Of course.
Oh my God.
Do
So
Fallen justice.
You mean Fallen's butt is gonna be right here later, where my butt is right now?
That's correct.
Damn, that's wild.
Then you try putting this on.
Oh, it's like a helicopter headset. Oh, this is
She's gonna be
heavy.
yelling now, because just like when someone's listening to music
Oh
and
my
talking
God.
to the... Like I said.
I can't even hear what I'm thinking. Where did you get these?
What?
What? This actually works pretty well. I think
Good.
when the players also have the in-ears, even though there's no glass, it doesn't make a difference. Damn. Maybe.
Better to take them off, I think, if we need to have a conversation.
Wow.
Which is good.
And here are the player cams?
So that's the player cam. So these, like you said, they have in-ears in, they put those on. It's helicopter headsets, so the microphone is optimized to take out noise, which is constant noise. Think of like a blade rotating in a helicopter, removes that kind of stuff. And then they have the in-ears where they get game audio.
Yeah.
And that's probably the best fix we have to it right now. There is, though, however, when you have a full arena, you will be able to hear noise, but it'll be noise, which is obviously what's important to us. Then player cams, because it's super important, we've widened them out a bit. When you see it in the arena, we do it a bit more widescreen, so you get the fist bumping, all the interaction between players happens through those.
Should we do it? They're gonna sit down next to me,
Okay.
so you'll be Elish, I'll be Fallen.
Okay.
And we just won the round. And we're
Okay, I
super
wanna be
pumped, so
with
we're playing like this, and we're like, choo choo choo, pow pow pow. Oh.
Let's
Go!
Go team.
And then I'll do
Go team,
what they
go
also
team.
do, like, rile up the
that's you.
crowd. Yeah!
Elish doesn't do that. Elish just sits here. He's very, yes, okay.
But I
I'll
think
do-
that's a Fallen thing, like Fallen could do that.
Yeah, he would 100% do
He would
that.
100% go up and be like, yeah!
Exactly.
So that was actually crazy being there as a player, sitting so close to the fans that will be there soon. But I know, Nicolas, you also made this crazy entrance for the players with the lift, and we're here backstage. Why did you choose to do this? What's the idea behind this?
It was kind of twofold. I think one was COVID restrictions. The typical player walk-in is from back of arena, walking through the crowd. No reason to put the players through that in these times. So that was one, but the biggest one was we always struggle a bit with the player entrances, right? You have players that are super animated, super fired up, that want to have fun with it. And then you have players that are more introverted, chill, maybe find it all a bit too much and just want to go in and play. And we wanted to create something that kind of tapped in to both and allowed them to have a great entrance regardless of what type you were. So I think we built this with the mindset of, we've already heard Heroic asking outrageous questions like, what's the weight limit on one of them? I don't know why.
Well, what is the weight limit?
I don't know either. It's probably my weight. That's what we always use as a barometer. So we see them now already after just one day beginning to plot how they can, up the ante. You saw Kerrigan from FaZe, Batman mask, and the great stance when he came in. And that's what we want to tap into. And that's much easier when you just give them a platform to do something in, but not like a many meter walk-in where you have to perform on that length.
No, I do understand it can get like a little awkward maybe walking there. Have you had any funny reactions from the players going into what looks like a tiny little lift, or have they been cool about it?
No, I think they've liked it. I really think it helps them be calm about it, open up more to it. All I've heard is just plotting. I heard Esports was cooking up some stuff, but Heroic is what I'm looking forward to personally today.
No insight you can give us what we're gonna see, do you know?
No. They won't even tell me.
Oh, really?
So when I asked them, why do you need to know the weight limit? They said it's because we're cooking up something.
Oh.
Before I can say yes to it, I need to know what you're cooking up. And we can't tell you. Great. So I don't know, maybe they break it all later today.
Oh God, I hope not, because it's been really cool to see, and it's so different. It's what you see on like huge. Well, this is a huge production, but like huge, huge productions on like artists and musicians and stuff. They do this kind of thing.
Yes.
It's pretty crazy, actually. Good job. And
thank you.
I'm just wondering, now I got to sit there and be in the booth as a player. Do you think I could try the lift? Maybe. Do you think I can go?
One condition.
Yes?
You have to outdo all the players in whatever your entrance now is going to be. It's the only way. No one goes up there if you don't give it your all.
Okay, I promise I'll give it 100%. Can I?
Deal.
Yes, all right, let's go.
Okay, let's go.
Okay, I'm a little bit nervous. It's kind of tight in here. Whew. I need to do something pretty cool. Nicolas told me I have to do something awesome. But I'll just wing it. We'll see what happens. Thank you.
I think that was okay.
That was okay? Just okay? Oh no!
Okay.
Oh wow, this really is quite a view. Oh damn.
Careful, we might be going down again.
Oh,
so you don't get caught too low.
Are we going down again? How does that work?
Maybe, like before.
Oh,
nice and easy.
Okay.
Pretty good view now, right?
This is amazing. I can't even imagine what it's gonna look like with like a filled stadium.
Yeah.
This is wild. So players, they get off here and they have a moment to soak in this insane view. This is crazy. Now it's empty, of course, but when there's like 10,000 people here cheering and
music playing, smoke,
yelling,
fire, everything.
Wow. Okay, I can't even imagine. And then they go.
Pretty magical. This way.
Then they go here.
Yep.
And I'm gonna do like a little. I feel like they clap or cheer or do something, or they
wave
like
wave.
Like this, like the Kerrigan or the Glaive.
Exactly.
They go like,
hyped up the crowd.
Come on, woo! Wow. And then this is the scary part. No one has tripped here yet, though.
No, please don't jinx anything. It's a pretty steep.
Okay.
So that's why you see all the players focusing when they walk down.
I think the cool
thing
is,
don't fall off the sides.
The cool thing is to do it without looking, but that's also scary.
Yes, just try to look out in the crowd.
Yeah. You look in the crowd, and you go.
Without falling. No cameraman falling. No, thank you.
And then you go all the way here.
Yes. Do you want to take the full walk?
Damn, yeah. Yeah. The full walk. Wow.
And then you
really
have the fans from heaven, right?
Yes.
Maybe they want a little cheeky high five.
Maybe I'll go like this. Well, I of course use hand sanitizer first.
Of course.
Maybe I go like
in
this.
between every handshake.
Yeah.
And then you end up here.
And then we're here. Where's Machine?
I don't know.
He's supposed to be here.
Getting ready for the show.
Oh.
As he should.
That's a little disappointing. Damn. Thank you so much, Nicolas. That was absolutely wild. I didn't imagine ever trying that. I feel like I could become a pro now.
Feel a bit better now already in Counter-Strike?
I feel like my skill just improved in Counter-Strike in general. But we still have quite a few things I'm very eager to see, so let's head on.
Let's go.
We are behind the scenes in production, Nicolas. What goes on here?
So this is our largest production room. What we have here and in the connecting rooms is everything that relates to the main TV production. That is what you'll see at home on Twitch and YouTube. We do that from here. We also deliver what's called a world feed. So when you watch sport, maybe in your local language, if that's the World Cup or if it's the Olympics, then the Olympics will be making a production, sending one video signal that they then edit on top of to make a TV2 show or a Fox show or a BBC show. That type of feed we also do. Because we go out to 105 countries and territories in the world, they're all expecting it to be delivered just like they get the Olympics, Super Bowl, all that stuff. So there's a lot of feeds being built at the same time. That is being done here. We also cut a lot of camera work for the arena. So when you're in the arena and you're watching at home, it's two split experiences. If you've ever been to an esports event, I think one of my biggest pet peeves is when they just do what I call a very large broadcast on a TV screen, where they take whatever they would show on Twitch and just put it on a screen in an arena. That's not a good experience, and it'll never be a good experience. You need to tailor it so that when you're here drinking beers with your friends or hanging out with your family, that's a highly social experience, right? So that's why it's a party in there. You'll see all these fun games, things happening, highs and lows for when you need to go to the bathroom, get drinks, food, etc. All of that we've kind of constructed. But when you're sitting at home on your couch, that's when you want all of this. That really takes it up a notch with analysts breaking down micro things in every single game. You can't take that in when you're in a big concrete box. It'll be sound ricocheting everywhere. It'll feel like mumbling. It's very, very annoying. So that's why we've done it so separately. But that just adds more pressure on these teams because then even more to produce than just the traditional broadcast.
I mean, I've never been inside of a spaceship, but I think this is the closest I'm gonna get. It looks crazy, all of these levers and buttons, and I've never seen that many screens in one place before.
Typically somewhere in the realm of 40 to 70 people work on the production, but that's obviously when we're live and producing. When we get into the arena, have to build it all, we scale from anywhere to 150 to 300 people over the course of the event. So it's a very, very big operation. And what you see here is the, let's call it classic television production side. In the connecting room next to it, that's where the observing team sits. All the in-game camera angles, that's a very big team because you want someone that follows the main observing, cutting of the player cameras. Every player's point of view is a camera. And we want to be able for them to digest that, right? So they're actually telling the most important story at the entire event, the match. So they cut that. You have a secondary observer who's like a fishing net, catching everything that the first one doesn't catch on a slight delay. Then you have a cinematic observer to get all the beautiful flying shots from within the game for tactical reasons or scene setting. All of this happens in the other room.
I can't even imagine how that works also if you're at home as a viewer, because I've seen like there's the big crane with the camera on. Like, who coordinates? How does that work? Like, when do you know what is going on the screen?
So the guy sitting right here is probably one of our biggest magicians. He's done almost any show imaginable on television, and he's an absolute general when it comes to getting camera people in shape, getting the right shots. He takes care of all our big openings. So when you just praised the beautiful show opening we had, that needs to go to this guy.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah, because that's the thing that like boggles my mind is you switch between the cameras, so the messages, they go around, they have headsets, they have walkies, like people know what's happening when all the time so they can stand by?
Yes, so what he'll be doing and what he'll have help doing is coordinate all the cameramen, right? They'll be having briefings before the day starts. What do we want to expect of this day? This is what I'm expecting of you. But then the camera crew working the event will always know when they're on, right? So they can see the feed that is being produced live. Light is red when they're on, but they're also told, camera 5, go to position for this team at this place. So they're constantly just sending small foot soldiers all over the place to make sure we catch everything, basically.
It's so wild. There must be a very small margin for error here. I can't even imagine what happens. Well, thank you so much for showing us this. I've never seen anything like it. It's pretty crazy. It scares me a little bit, all the buttons.
Don't be scared.
I could never do that. Really great team you have. Great team you have. Thank you so much, Nicolas.
Thank you.
All right, that was an amazing tour by Nicolas. I left him in the production area. But before I go, there's just one more thing I have to try. Just to get the full experience, you know? This is it. Yeah!